I'm Sheila Brummer with Siouxland Public Media News. Siouxland remains under a red flag warning and wind advisory until 7 tonight. The wind paired with low humidity creating a heightened chance for fire. National Weather Service office in Hastings, Nebraska has issued so far 30 red flag warnings this year. That puts 2022 in league with 2012, a year that experienced extreme drought. Iowa's corn and bean harvest moved ahead quickly last week due to the dry weather. The USDA's report shows beans in the bin went from 26% 2 weeks ago to 55% by the end of last week. The amount of corn pulled from fields more than doubled from 11% 2 weeks ago to 23% this past week. Sioux City-based Baumgars says its recent acquisition of dozens of stores from a Missouri-based company has made it the nation's second-largest farm and ranch retailer behind Tractor Supply Company. The deal brings Baumgars' total number of locations to 180 in 15 states and adds 1,400 new employees. Another candidate forum taking place tonight with Sioux City's League of Women Voters at Western Iowa Tech Community College. The focus will be on candidates running in Woodbury County races. The event that starts at 7 will feature Woodbury County Supervisor candidates Daniel Bittinger, a Republican, and Democrat Jeremy Dumpkrieger, in addition to P.J. Jennings and James Loomis, who are on the ballot for county attorney. Jennings, a Democrat, has held the position for 4 years. Loomis is assistant county attorney for Woodbury County. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem will not be calling a special legislative session to have lawmakers consider repealing the state's tax on groceries ahead of the November election, despite calls for a special session from a handful of Republican lawmakers as well as her Democratic challenger. The Republican governor acknowledged her campaign proposal does not currently have the votes necessary for passage in the state Senate, and she would have to win over lawmakers when they are scheduled to reconvene in January. Repeal of the state tax on groceries, which would cost the state about $100 million in annual revenue, has become a central issue in her reelection bid against her Democratic opponent, Representative Jamie Smith. South Dakota's Public Utilities Commission has authorized its staff to start reviewing an application for a pipeline designed to transport carbon dioxide from ethanol refineries to an underground site in Illinois. The pipeline is the second proposed in the state. The commission's staff found it could cost over $270,000 to review an application by Navigator CO2. Navigator agreed to covering a filing fee of up to $400,000. A gallon of regular gas could hit $4 in most of the country this week. It's already there in a number of states. In Iowa, AAA said the average price, $3.71 a gallon. Sioux City's average is 3 cents higher. County by county, the price varies. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, some factors include the distance from supply disruptions, retail competition, and operating costs. The process for changing Iowa's bottle and can deposit law is entering the final steps after the Environmental Protection Commission gave its initial approval to the rules. Officials say the rules will get one more review and then a formal public comment period will start. Public hearings are scheduled to begin on November 22nd. The law allows retailers to opt out of taking back empty cans and bottles and paying the deposit to customers if they are within set distances of a recycling facility. The Iowa State Auditor's Office is looking at college graduates with 2 years degrees to help fill open accounting positions. The Auditor's Office reports it's seeing a shortage of accountants along with a shortage of accounting students with 4-year degrees. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the number of Americans working as accountants and auditors dropped 17% since 2019. And officials reporting a drop in the number of COVID-19 hospitalizations and new reported positive tests in Iowa. As of Wednesday, the Federal Department of Health and Human Services recorded 174 Iowans hospitalized have tested positive. That was down from nearly 200 last week. That's as state health officials say more than 2,100 positive tests have been recorded. That also marks a slight drop from last week. Officials in Iowa did confirm 28 additional deaths in the last 7 days. More than 10,000 Iowans have died of complications of COVID-19. According to the CDC, 55% of all Iowans have received their primary vaccine series and first booster dose. For Siouxland Public Media News, I'm Sheila Brummer.